Good afternoon. I am here with Mr. Vinod Sharma. He is a managing director of Deki Electronics. He is also managing director of IPEC, which is a EV charging company. He is currently CII Electronic Committee Chairperson, as well as he is a chairman of Electronic Sector Skill Council. Welcome, Mr. Vinod Sharma.
Thank you very much.
Vinodji, you are a veteran in Indian electronics industry, and we are seeing so much of electronic action these days going on, both in component industry as well as into electronics product industry and your passive component industry. I would like to understand from you how the ecosystem of electronic components as well as overall electronics is evolving in India.
Great. I think we are in a very exciting yet challenging time. Uh, Exciting because, if you look at 30 years ago, even our own government was not convinced that we should do electronic hardware. And they were reluctant to support this industry because they said we are good at software. Let us focus on software, and hardware we'll continue to import. I'm very happy that with the current government, last that many years that they've been around, not just the political powers, the policymakers, the bureaucrats, and the industry, we are now all aligned to this vision that the Honorable Prime Minister has given us of $500 billion by 2030. This is a massive figure, especially if you say today we are at about 130. How will we grow four times in the next 5-6 years that we have? It seems like a daunting task, but what helps us is that when you look in the rearview mirror, just 5 or 6 years ago, we were sitting at about $30 billion. Correct. So we have actually grown at about 4 times, in this period. This is being thanks to, like I said, first, fundamentally, as a society, as an ecosystem, as an economy, we have to understand that this electronics hardware is not a vertical. It is not saying, should we grow rice or not? Or can we import rice? A country of our size, electronics is a meta resource. It is required for all the other industries. And I think that fundamental belief and also the geopolitical, we've seen in the last 3-4 years, what has happened and what is happening now in the last 3-4 months, tells us even more that you have to be self-reliant in this industry. Of course, the Atmanirbhar Bharat for electronics can be a misunderstood word. If we think, it does not mean that we have to do everything ourselves. It basically means that we have to play a role in the different segments within electronics, own some of the IP ourselves, and stand on our own feet, collaborating with everybody else of the world. Another way that I like to describe the situation today is that the electronics, and everybody, even in CI, a lot of my colleagues come and congratulate me because they believe that electronics is now the flavor of the day. Yes, it is, but we still have a lot to do. And if you look at this as a 4x400 meter relay race, the first leg of that the first 400 meters, which is very important because it sets the base, that torch was carried by our friends in the electronic manufacturing services area, where we became a good SLA. We proved to the world that in spite of having our own infrastructure issues, logistic issues, many components not being available in this country, many skills being not available in this country, we were still able to. And we continue to. Companies like Apple, Samsung, but also Indian companies like Lava in the cell phone space, or EMS companies like, Dixon, Keynes, SGS Cinema, you name them, there are at least 10 or 12 world-class companies today that we have who are growing at a phenomenal pace, and the financial markets are rewarding them, So that first leg has come together very well. Now, of course, one can argue that this came together because we have some tariff barriers, PLI increased the duty, and the PLI, carrot and stick was applied. So someday that carrot or the PLI, will have a sunset clause. Maybe some other country will tomorrow offer a better PLI. I think we need to prepare for that next phase now.
Yes.
And that, if we don't want this current gains to be eroded, then we need to build roots. And those roots, as you know very well, are components. And that is why the second leg is building components, and not just passive components and PCBs, semiconductors, which I'm so happy that, Prime Minister Modi and under his leadership, our own minister, Minister Ashwini Vaishnav, they put their whole weight behind you. Okay? So that kind of a policy is unthinkable that we could do it. And now we're talking of ISM 2.0, where I believe also the capital goods and the material for semiconductors is being considered. So these, and then for the other components, we have what I call PEPCAMs, passives, electromechanicals, PCBs, connectors, magnetics, other actives, and sensors. Those are also equally required, and I'm happy that the ECMS policy takes care of that, at least from a incentives perspective. So we are good. But that's the second leg. That is not enough. The third leg has to be design. Can we design our own products, and can we design our own components, our own semiconductor design, all that? Because without that, again, these two legs will look, today they might look good, but they won't look good in the long run. And the fourth one, in my opinion, will be, finally, it is to do with marketing. Which Indian brands will be recognized all over the world?
Exactly.
Which Indian will we have as a Samsung or as a Panasonic or as a Sharp, or our own, and those homegrown brands which will become 18 champions and be recognized around the world, at least in the Middle East, African, Latin American markets, if not in America and Europe and Japan. So that's our dream. So there is enthusiasm that we started off well. There is the biggest enthusiasm is this belief. Industry believes, government believes, and we are working together, which is fantastic.
Excellent, sir. I think you have well summarized the four key pillars of this ecosystem. First, EMS has built up the manufacturing, but now the component system will evolve with ISM policy as well as electronic component manufacturing scheme. And definitely India's strength is design. So we should focus on product innovation, chip innovation, and component innovation. And finally, we should look for the global markets and export. Excellent summary. My question to you, sir, that now that some good schemes like ISM and electronic component manufacturing schemes are already launched, do you see any gaps there? Can we really do something different? Because see, still the basic technology of those components is not available in India. We depend on the global technology collaboration. So in our reach out program to really attract the global technology partnership or JV partnership, what India should be doing to really quickly shorten the time to market and build this ecosystem?
Yeah, no, very important question. I think we need to rethink and uh, and plan differently and strategize different for the next legs. Because जब हम आत्मनिर्भर बनना चाहते हैं, तो हम आत्मनिर्भर बनने के लिए भी दूसरों पे निर्भर हैं. Because हम इस इंडस्ट्री में लेट आए हैं. Now, with these countries, if you see many investments that have been made in India, about our friends in Japan or Korea or China, but also from Europe and US, when you talk to them off record, we understand that they find that ease of doing business is not really that easy.
Yes.
Right. Maybe in India we've got used to it, but also in India, especially if you talk to SMEs, they will tell you that they spend a lot of time still on getting approvals, licenses. And I'm very happy that, the SM in the last budget, she had announced that there will be a high-level committee that is looking at reforms 2.0. So we need to unleash this whole entrepreneurial spirit so that today, Make in India is great. And we just celebrated 10 years of that. But I'm not sure if our children and the next generation is excited about putting up a factory.
Yeah.
They are excited about becoming an investment banker or a startup or, a Zomato or
E-commerce.
Urban Clap or e-commerce. But deep down, design-led manufacturing that you and I have spent all our years in, it's a scary proposition. And I think we have to still work very hard. First, we speak honestly. And fortunately, the government is listening. I can tell you that in Delhi, we are working very hard with the government. The government is working very hard with us, I must say. So that needs to come down. Similarly, the cost of doing business. In India, still, while the labor is cheap, maybe the tolls are cheaper, but the actual effective rate of doing anything in India is still not that economic. I agree. And I think because we have inefficiencies, I know it takes time. So infrastructure is getting built. And I do hope that when there's the cost of logistics, effective cost of people, hence the increase in productivity. And this needs different things. For example, we all know in China that workers will always stay in a dormitory on the same premises.
Yes.
When you walk to work, it is a different level of productivity you will create compared to somebody in India in any city. And now in Bangalore, if I'm going to take an hour to reach my work and an hour to get back home, half my energy is gone in getting to the workplace. So there are many fundamental corrections we need there. Also, I jokingly always say that while our desire is to add more value in India, it is inversely proportional. The more value you add, it is inversely proportional to the hair on your head. So I say that jokingly, of course, I agree. But because the more, so people would prefer to be a trader. If not a trader, they will become a label, white labeler. Correct. Then they become an EMS or a contractor. If they are still crazy, they will make components. And if they're very crazy, they will make machinery and materials for those components. I think that needs to change. So there are some challenges for sure. I think they are on the right path, but lot needs to be still done.
No, even sir, we have a great design talent, but that talent is working either in a captive design center or as a services. We have to really create a good entrepreneurship and startup ecosystem for deep tech and high tech.
Right. No, you're so right, because see, the all the problems in India, I won't say are unique, but are very Indian.
Yeah.
And if we can solve it, our electricity condition, for example, or our need for mobility, and we have seen wherever, free enterprise is allowed, some jugaad comes in.
Yeah.
Now that jugaad, if it is done with the proper system, we can be a very frugal answer, and those products and services can then sell all over the world. So I think we are on the right path to that.
And also I think whatever we innovate in India for Indian condition, it can be easily cost effective, competitive, as well as technically very robust for the global market.
Absolutely.
So Vinodji, one last question. Today we are in electronica, productronica 2025, and this is scaled up so well that I feel as if I'm walking into electronica Munich. If we really visit the stall quality and the participation and enthusiasm. So I want to understand from you how the exhibitions like electronica, productronica really contributing to the ecosystem building and creating the not only the business opportunities, but even the collaboration opportunities.
I couldn't agree with you more. I remember that maybe it was 10, 12 years ago when Messe mentioned for the first time, and we were in the Munich shows with them, and we were wondering why they are coming to India, because we didn't have neither the infrastructure nor the scale that we see today. And you're absolutely right. Today, sitting in the middle of this hall, I could very well be in Munich, for example. So it is a testament to, of course, their vision, as mentioned, their belief in India as an economy, the belief all the supporters, including Elzina, and they've stayed the course through this, improving the quality of the exhibition, of the conferences, of the infrastructure that they bring together. But more importantly, I would also say it's also a testimony to where the industry itself has come. So there are many manufacturers today that we see, and what they're displaying today is actually world class. It is not a third world thing anymore. Any of their products, the designs, and I think these exhibitions are very important because they bring in, for example, I see a lot of youngsters, a lot of students today. These are people who are wondering what their career path should be, and I hope that somebody here in these halls is inspiring them today and telling them that look, we have arrived. There is so much electronics happening, manufacturing happening for products, components, devices. And not just the exhibition, but also in the conference, I find the discussions are so positive. Everybody is full of optimism. And that's a great thing. When a country begins to discuss opportunities more than challenges, I think we are on the right path.
Great, great. Ladies and gentlemen, this was discussion with Mr. Vinod Sharma. He's a torchbearer of Indian component industry. Deki Electronics is such a well-known name into capacitor industry today. And now with IPEC, which is manufacturing EV charger solution, Vinodji is really migrating to the next generation of electronics. So thank you, Vinod Sharma ji, for taking time today, and really appreciate your point of views regarding the opportunities in electronics. And thanks for joining Electronica and Productronica 2025.